I'm Sasha Rionda, and welcome to Coffee with America Extra. It's officially the last minute if you haven't filed your taxes, but there's still time, so don't worry. Tax expert Lisa Green-Lewis is here with some tips to help all of the procrastinators out there. Lisa, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So what advice do you have for people who haven't started filing their taxes yet?
First, I would say don't panic. You still have time, but I would get started. The tax deadline is April 15th. I would start by gathering all your documents in one place. So your documents that report your income, like your W-2s and 1099s, but also don't forget, forms and receipts for those deductible items. And then you want to go online and e-file with direct deposit. That's the quickest way to get your tax refund.
Good one. And now give us some key tax law changes and adjustments that people should be aware of. And how does that impact filing?
Yeah, the first one is inflation adjustments, which will really help tax filers' outcomes. Inflation adjustments were adjusted the most we've seen in decades, about 7.1%. So one of them is the standard deduction. About 90% of tax filers take the standard deduction. So if you're single, it's $13,850. Married filing jointly, $27,700. Head of household is $20,800. The second is energy efficiency credits. So the changes in the energy efficiency credits really kick in this tax year. The first one is if you put energy efficient windows or doors in your home, that credit went up. It went from up to $500 to $1,200, and they got rid of the lifetime requirement. Before, you could only take that over the lifetime.
Interesting. Now, any important things to know for filers who invested in crypto, started a side hustle, bought a house, or got married?
Yeah, what you need to know is moves you make in your life, there are tax benefits associated. So if you bought crypto and you had a loss, you can offset that loss against your gains. Or if you started a side gig, just remember that you can deduct anything directly related to that side gig because you are self-employed and have a business now.
Those are all good tips. Now, is it possible to get an extension to file after April 15th?
So you can get an extension. You have to file the extension by April 15th. And just remember, if you owe money, that is an extension to file and not to pay.
Whew, a lot of people are very happy to hear that right now. What options are available to people who want extra help?
Yes, you could come to TurboTax and you could choose to do your taxes yourself, or you can hand your taxes over to our TurboTax Live full service tax experts. And new this year, we partnered with independent verified pros in local areas, so you can meet with them in person.
Good news. Now, where can people go for more info?
You can go to turbotax.com.
All great advice, Lisa. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
The nonprofit Autism Speaks is helping create a world in which autistic individuals are fully supported, championed, and celebrated. As part of World Autism Month, we're happy to have Tyler and Tanya Haynes join us. Tyler has level 2 autism. We really appreciate the both of you for being here with us. Can you start by sharing your personal journey with autism?
Sure. So around age 16 months, Tyler experienced a deviation and regression from those typical developmental milestones. And so we were able to promptly communicate our concerns to the pediatrician, receive a referral, and then for further evaluation. And then around age 2, Tyler received a formal diagnosis of autism. Because we understood the importance of early intervention, we were able to initiate services rather promptly for Tyler.
Wonderful. Okay, and Tyler, can you share with us some of your challenges?
School was hard sometimes. Sometimes it was hard for me to understand difficult things.
At school or in
Yes.
general? Mm-hmm. Okay, can you tell us more about your involvement with Autism Speaks and why are you working with them?
Sure. Tyler and I are thrilled to work with Autism Speaks. The resources and guidance that we were able to find along the way through this organization has significantly impacted Tyler's progress and where he is today. When you consider the evidence behind the benefit of early intervention and the vast amount of services that autistic families are able to access through this organization after receiving the diagnosis of autism, it's a reminder that you are not alone in your journey.
Oh, I bet it's wonderful to get that support. So tell us what's happening for World Autism Month.
And so it's important when you think about true inclusion, true acceptance, autism awareness is not enough. World Autism Month is an opportunity for the autistic community to be celebrated, championed, and supported. But we cannot stop there. We must continuously and consistently commit to working together to achieve that true acceptance. So this year for World Autism Month, Autism Speaks encourages everyone to visit autismspeaks.org to sign the pledge to act fearlessly for change, fundraise, advocate, and donate.
And Tyler, as a champion of inclusion, what do you hope to accomplish for other members of the autism community?
As an Autism Speaks champion of change, I want people to learn more about autism.
Absolutely, and we're so glad you could be here with us and share this with the rest of the people that are watching. Thank you to both of you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coming up, an important reminder for keeping your pet healthy this spring.
Does cooking feel like a kitchen battle? You need Granite Stone Armor Max, the revolutionary cookware set with 4 durable layers of ultra non-stick. So slick, virtually nothing sticks. No oil or butter needed. You can get the Granite Stone Armor Max set for just 4 easy payments of $39.99. We'll include this razor-sharp knife set and deep steam and fry pan set, yours absolutely free. Plus, we'll ship your entire order free. Order now.
Hey everyone, Emeril Lagasse here, and I'm so excited to tell you about my biggest air fryer yet.
Introducing Emeril Lagasse's Dual Zone Air Fryer Oven with dual-sided cooking chambers. Now you can cook 2 different foods 2 different ways that finish at the same time. Enjoy juicy grilled burgers at the same time as air-fried French fries, broiled savory salmon at the same time as roasted asparagus. The secret is in the QuickSync technology that matches the cooking times and settings of each food, so they're programmed to finish at the same time. But watch, remove the center divider and it transforms into a large 25-quart capacity oven. Now you can try Emeril Lagasse's Dual Zone Air Fryer Oven with free recipe book in your home for 30 days for just $14.99. But wait, we'll automatically upgrade you to his deluxe cooking kit and 1-year VIP protection plan absolutely free, complete with everything you need to cook Monday to Sunday family-size meals. Plus, ask how you can get free shipping. This offer will not last, so order now.
You're gonna love it, I guarantee it.
Does shopping for bladder control products have you feeling like you need someone to be on the lookout for you? Now you have your privacy back. We're HDIS, and we home deliver bladder control products directly to you. We're always on the lookout for you. You get free shipping in plain, unmarked boxes. So your private matters stay private. We understand how you feel. For over 35 years, we've delivered bladder control products to millions of Americans, just like you. You don't have to worry about incontinence any longer. Call now for your free product sample pack and over $45 in money-saving coupons. At HDIS, we're always in stock. We carry all brands in hundreds of styles and sizes. You'll be sure to get what you need, guaranteed.
For your free sample pack with your free catalog and $45 in money-saving coupons and free product samples, call 800-257-1709. That's 800-257-1709.
As you head to the vet's office this spring for an annual checkup with your pet, make sure you leave the clinic with heartworm prevention. The American Heartworm Society recommends testing once a year and using heartworm prevention all year long. Missing just one dose can lead to a pet getting infected. Here with important information all pet owners need is Dr. Elizabeth Clyde. Dr. Clyde, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thanks for having the American Heartworm Society.
So let's start with some basics. Explain what heartworm disease is, how it's spread, and how common is it in pets?
Okay, heartworm disease is very common. It has been diagnosed in all 50 states, and not only the United States, but worldwide. And it is transmitted by a mosquito. So when the mosquito bites your dog, then the tiny little worms go through the tissue, get into the tiny capillaries, and make their way to the heart.
That doesn't sound good. So what happens when a dog or a cat gets heartworms?
So when it arrives into the lungs in that pulmonary vasculature, they will mature and grow anywhere from 12 to 14 inches long. And in only 150 days after the mosquito bites the dog or the cat, we can start to see damage. So the testing that you talked about to do that every year will test positive for heartworms in dogs primarily about 6 to 7 months after the mosquito bite, but they are already having damage done at 150 days. So the word heartworm, most of the damage is in the lungs because the worms are trying to get to the heart. So every time the heart beats, the worm is going back and forth in that vessel. And that's where so much of the damage is done.
Oh my goodness. And can heartworms be treated? What should owners look out for?
So sometimes there are absolutely no symptoms. Other dogs might have exercise intolerance. They may cough, have weight loss. Cats may have no symptoms whatsoever. One of the most common symptoms in a cat is sudden death, unfortunately. They may vomit, may have a cough, and then ferrets also are infected with heartworms, similar cases like what we see with cats. So that's why it's very, very important that they be on preventative, especially cats. You wouldn't want to have sudden death and then find out, shoulda, woulda, coulda with that. So that's the prevention is not 100%, and that's why we need to test every year, but it is as close to that as we possibly can get it.
And for people out there thinking there aren't a lot of mosquitoes here where I live, do they still need to worry about heartworms?
Yes, they do. I'm not out there polling how many mosquitoes are, in my backyard. I hate that I'm a mosquito magnet, but like I said, it's been diagnosed in all 50 states. We have movement of animals from the south and the southeast going to areas more north and northwest where heartworms used to not be as common, but we're having the influx of these animals. And despite some of our recommendations for transmission or transporting the dogs, we still can have heartworms getting, moved around the country.
This is all great information. I'm sure a lot of people will appreciate it. Doctor, thank you so much.
Well, we're happy to help, and we have a lot of education to do for clients that don't think their pets need to be on heartworm preventative. We're here. Our mission is no world with heartworms.
Spring is here, which means warmer weather and fun with family and friends. So we're happy to have drinks expert Theo Rutherford for Deutsch Family Wine and Spirits here to help us kick off the new season and thaw out for spring. Theo, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So tell us, what's a good way to celebrate the changing seasons?
So as we're getting into spring, we're obviously getting all these lovely spring flavors, right? So fresh berries, fresh herbs, fresh veggies, and we want to be able to utilize those in our drinks. We also want to be able to entertain and just enjoy people. So utilizing your freezer is actually really going to help with that. So we'll go through a little bit of ways that you can use your freezer as your best friend.
Okay, so give us a tip for spring entertaining.
So start with something simple like a classic highball. So Redemption Rye, a nice spicy rye forward rye whiskey with some soda water on top. It's just going to be a nice, bright, vibrant drink. But we can elevate that by using something like citrus peels in our ice cubes. What that does is not only have the visual impact that we want, but as the ice starts to melt, it's going to add a citrus element to that cocktail. So it's going to round it out. It's going to make it a little bit more vibrant and a little more complex and just sort of a fun thing to be able to do.
Oh, nice way to update a classic. How about some other freezer inspiration?
So freezer door cocktails have become sort of a big thing. You've probably seen them somewhere on social media. And they're great because you can prep them ahead of time and then just set them in the freezer. Whenever your guest wants another drink, they can pull it out of the freezer. You don't have to do much. So a great drink to actually utilize this is going to be a white Negroni using Gray Whale gin. So we took a classic style Negroni, but we made it a white Negroni by using Lillet Blanc and a Blanc Vermouth. The Lillet Blanc is going to bring out some citrus notes from Gray Whale. And again, it's one you can do ahead of time. Just set it and forget it in your freezer, and it's a great way to entertain. Plus, every time you pick up a bottle of Gray Whale, you're actually giving back to ocean conservation efforts. So a cocktail with a cause and just a lovely thing for spring.
A great combo. Now, do you have a favorite drink for spring and summer?
So I love drinks that are really easy to make, especially ones that are not too labor intensive in terms of the ingredients. So a Boulevardier is one of my favorites because it's 3 ingredients. We did sort of a play on that with Bibb and Tucker 6 year. We added a little bit of walnut liqueur to the Campari and the sweet vermouth. And what that does is it brings out the nuttiness that the bourbon already has. Mixed with the Campari and sweet vermouth, you get a really lovely, bright springtime cocktail. Plus it looks great. So you have minimal effort for you by doing this ahead of time, maximum flavor for your guests, which at the end of the day is exactly what you want.
Absolutely. Now, do you have any suggestions for something with a twist?
Yeah, have fun with this, right? Get inspired by produce stands. Get inspired by your grocery store. See what's fresh, like a fresh jalapeno in your ice when you're making a margarita. It's going to add some spiciness to that sweetness, especially from Cantera Negra Reposado. But you can do it with anything. Fresh herbs. You can do it with things like pineapple, whatever you might want. Just get inspired by that, let your inspiration run wild, and have some fun with your ice.
Ooh, jalapeno ice. I'll have to try that. Theo, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Don't go anywhere. Coffee with America Extra. We'll be right back.
Your paycheck. Your family depends on it. But if something happened to you, you need life insurance. And chances are SelectQuote can get it for you for under $1 a day. SelectQuote found Michael, 38, a $500,000 policy for under $23 a month. SelectQuote found Anna, 37, a $750,000 policy for under $23 a month. SelectQuote's secret? They comparison shop a select group of great companies like these for your best rate. Give your family the security they need at a price you can afford. Since 1985, SelectQuote has saved over 1 million families millions of dollars on life insurance.
Call 1-800-226-0869. That's 1-800-226-0869. Call now.
Discover what over 1 million families know. We shop, you save.
Are you looking for a trustworthy publishing company to publish your book? One that understands the process and upholds Christian values in its business practices?
Introducing Covenant Books, an author-friendly publisher who shares your beliefs and wants to publish your story. Call us today to get a free author packet to help get you started.
We realize your book is unique, personal, and written with a higher purpose. That's the content we're looking for.
We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process with professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the industry.
Covenant distributes and sells your book online and in bookstores everywhere. We convert your book in ebook format and sell it on Amazon, Apple iTunes, and to these distributors. Our authors love us.
So if you've written a biography, a devotional, a memoir, self-help, or any genre, we can help. Be like these authors and get your book published and sold today.
Call right now for your free writer's guide. 1-800-531-6193.
This is an urgent notice for anyone that owes over $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS. You may qualify to have a large portion of your past due taxes forgiven. Civic Tax Relief's Special Tax Relief Hotline can help you discover all the relief programs available for free.
I owed the IRS $37,000. Civic Tax Relief represented me against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, I didn't owe the IRS anything.
Call for your free tax forgiveness information now.
Call 800-610-4471. 800-610-4471.
Everyone knows what the most watched show on Big Game Sunday was, but did you know that the second most watched cable network from 8 to 10 p.m. was INSP? And now we're getting a sneak peek at their highly anticipated new scripted series, Elkhorn.
Time to treat Pumpkin Lily.
Well, if I've got to, I've got to.
We all know Theodore Roosevelt as the Rough Rider president, but few know he learned those skills as a cattle rancher in the Dakota Badlands. This 25-year-old version of Roosevelt is being brought to life for the first time by actor Mason Beals. Mason, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me.
So tell us, how is this version of Teddy Roosevelt different from the one we all know?
Yeah, I played a young Teddy Roosevelt, definitely a Teddy Roosevelt that not a lot of people have been able to see before. It's way before he was ever president, and it's, you know, I don't know, it's definitely sort of an interesting perspective to follow him during this time in his life.
Oh, very interesting. And tell me, what was going on in Roosevelt's life at this age?
So he actually ended up leaving behind what was already a very promising political career. I mean, at the age of 25, he was, taking down corruption in New York, and he left all that behind to become a cowboy, and he ended up starting a ranch by the name of Elkhorn.
So what motivates a New York politician to move all the way to the Dakota Badlands?
Yeah, unfortunately, Teddy Roosevelt faced some absolute tragedy when his wife and his mother died on the same day, Valentine's Day. And the story sort of follows that kind of inciting incident, and we sort of see the effects of that from there.
What kind of personal challenges did he face in the West?
He is 100% a fish out of water in this situation. He was asthmatic, he had an infection of the digestive tract, he was blind as a bat, and yet none of these things ever stopped him or got in his way. If anything, it really sort of gave him sort of the vim and vigor to prove himself to the rest of the world.
And Mason, why do you think this period of Roosevelt's life was so important?
You know, there's a lot of people who think that Teddy Roosevelt would have never become president if he hadn't made his way out to the Badlands, and I think that's definitely true. I think this was his way of not only processing an unthinkable tragedy, but it really gave him just a grit, I think, and just sort of gave him so many valuable life lessons.
Mason, thank you so much for telling us all about Elkhorn. I know I'll be watching.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's been great chatting with you.
Stay right there. Coffee with America Extra. We'll be right back.
There's some shopping pictures.
Whoa. The unexpected can happen to any of us. That's why SelectQuote makes it easy to get the life insurance coverage you need to protect your family for less than $1 a day.
SelectQuote found me a $500,000 policy for only $16 a month.
We could help you save more than 50% on life insurance.
For more information, please call 1-800-303-3244.
Does cooking feel like a kitchen battle? You need Granite Stone Armor Max, the revolutionary cookware set with 4 durable layers of ultra non-stick. So slick, virtually nothing sticks. No oil or butter needed. You can get the Granite Stone Armor Max set for just 4 easy payments of $39.99. We'll include this razor-sharp knife set and deep steam and fry pan set, yours absolutely free. Plus, we'll ship your entire order free. Order now.
Are you having trouble hearing your TV or listening to conversations in loud spaces?
I think as my hearing loss has gotten worse, I'm not as engaging as I was before.
Then it might be time to consider nano hearing aids. The days of expensive hearing aids are over. Recent changes in the law have allowed for over-the-counter hearing aids sold direct and shipped to your home, which means no more having to go to a doctor and spend thousands.
The fact that you're able to go direct, the pricing was phenomenal. It just was a win-win all the way around.
Don't mistake nanos for cheap amplifiers. Nanos are FDA-registered OTC hearing aids.
They are so small and so powerful. Just makes my life so much better.
Nano hearing aids are now offering $100 off through this special TV offer. Order right now and get 2 CIC rechargeable hearing aids for only $297. All Nanos come with a 45-day money-back guarantee. Try them, and if you're not happy, return them for a full refund.
Call 800-242-0972.
The Amputee Coalition is a nonprofit dedicated to supporting, educating, and advocating for people impacted by limb loss and limb difference. We're happy to have the president and CEO, Cass Isidro, with us to share more about the organization and what is happening this month for Limb Loss and Limb Difference Awareness Month. Cass, so glad to have you join us.
Thank you, Sasha, for this opportunity. We could not be more excited about Limb Loss and Limb Difference Awareness Month, because what happens is across the country, support groups and advocates are activating to raise awareness about those living with limb loss and limb difference, but also to provide information about our programs and services. So a really highlight time for us, and so happy to join in for share information.
Wonderful. Glad to have you here. So tell us a little bit more about the Amputee Coalition. What resources do you provide?
Sure thing. We are the only national nonprofit that sits in the space supporting those with limb loss and limb difference. So whether it's someone who's in the hospital and just underwent an amputation and us having a peer visitor join them so that someone living with limb loss or limb difference is the person they're talking to, or whether it's someone going through our website and finding a resource about their journey and what lies ahead. We also have support groups across the nation, so meeting weekly and virtually across states, joining and supporting each other so that people are connected with those who are also in the same circumstances, whether they're caregiver, family, friend, or whether they're the person living with limb loss or limb difference.
Mm-hmm. And I'm just curious, how many people are impacted by limb loss and limb difference?
We actually just released a new research study. It's called our prevalence study, where we benchmark that number because it's unfortunately not something that's tracked on a regular basis. So we had to do research to figure that out. And there are 5.6 million people living with limb loss and limb difference. And we add a plus onto that because our research only looked at those with insurance. So we know that the high number is much higher.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's amazing. And what's going on this month as part of your awareness campaign?
Sure thing. We are really elevating stories and opportunities and connection to resource across the country. So you will see more stories on our social. We are releasing new resources, and we're also, elevating the conversation across the country. So there may be clinics, orthotics and prosthetic providers who are having awareness days. There may be governor proclamations, mayoral proclamations, and it's all that celebration of community that thrives, but also trying to get the word out so that, anyone going through circumstances, going through an amputation from trauma or any other disease, or born with limb difference, has an opportunity to connect with resources that will impact their lives.
That sounds fantastic. Now, where can people go to learn more if they need resources or if they want to help out?
Sure thing. The first stop is really our website, and that's amputeecoalition.org. On there, you can find everything that's part of what we implement as the National Limb Loss Resource Center. That's where you connect directly to peer support groups, to resources, to all the numbers to call in, all those things. That's really the best place to stop.
Oh, that's fantastic. Cass, thank you so much for sharing this with us. We appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the opportunity, and we look forward to more hits on our website and people getting more information.
Well, that does it for today's Coffee with America Extra. Thank you so much for joining us. If you missed anything, you can find it on our website, coffeewithamerica.com. You can also follow us on social media at Coffee with America, and you can follow me as well at Sasha Rionda. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.